Hello traders at CMC Markets. This is Trevor Neil of RRG Research updating you on the 23rd of January. I'll be looking today at stock indices in the short term. On the relative rotation graph, this is daily sampling, we see a very strong message, don't we? Look what's heading southwest as usual. It's the FTSE, and look what's heading northeast, back in its normal place, moving round, right the way round from the lagging quadrant quickly through with a long tail through the improving quadrant, and now heading strongly northeasterly in the leading quadrant. A very strong message. Reversion back to lead from the Nasdaq. FTSE just moving sideways, and that makes it weak in a market which are overall going upwards. S&P heading in good direction. The Dow, which we favoured a lot, has yes broken to a new high, but relative to the other US indices, it's trailing, it's lagging, and the DAX is over there with a short tail, stuck in the improving quadrant, not facing in a good direction particularly, and so we've got Europe lagging, the US leading, in particular the Nasdaq and the S&P. Let us go from worst to best. Here is the FTSE. In anything, it's in a downtrend. I know in the last couple of days it has been steadying a little bit, but it's got so much resistance above that any time soon it can stumble. And now the DAX, and the DAX too is not looking that great. It's looking better than the FTSE. It's up there in the improving quadrant, but it's sticking way behind on a relative basis to the US securities. It's got resistance above. The next resistance is 16,700, which, as I speak, has exerted itself. Then 16,800, and then of course the 17,000 highs there. The MACD is positive on it. The RSI is also positive on it. I think they're all positive. Even the FTSE in the shorter term is positive, but it is better places and greater strength available. The danger is in the US markets, are they overextended? Now here is the DAX. The DAX is steady, though it's met resistance, and I can see from this current candle that's in formation, 16,700, but it's come back from that resistance, but it is moving in this general waving pattern higher towards that resistance and 16,800, and then of course the high up here at 16,965. The MACD is fairly good. Danger of a bit of a bearish divergence here. The RSI is looking fairly good. The MACD is looking fairly good as well, but there's better around. It's stubbornly sitting in that quadrant of improving, and but still on a relative basis with the rest of Europe, it's performing poorly compared to the US. Now the Dow Jones, which we've liked, and it has broken to a new high, and the last dip was where we recommended joining it before the breakout. It's broken out, but it hasn't really broken out very powerfully, particularly compared to the others, which the Nasdaq in particular with a rocket as it broke. The MACD has crossed, it is positive. The RSI, it's broken the downtrend line. Remember, we were talking about that previously as a trigger, so that gave us the trigger right in here. That was terrific before the break to new highs, but it hasn't shot away. It's well supported now, that's true. And so you can use this level of 37,800 as support if you've gone long of it. A return inside the range would not be good. Definitely a breakdown through the range would be very bad for it and signify that we're going in a different direction, downwards. That's at 37,000. This is looking okay, but it's the least attractive of the US securities. Now to the S&P again, sticking with the hourly chart here, break of the 4,800 high, breaking up, getting up as high as 4,865, powerful move there, but we're easing back, and this presents an opportunity if you're not in it. We did see with the MACD crossing here, you see from this top to this crossover here, we got the buy signal, and on the RSI with this downtrend line here, and we broke up here, giving us a buy signal before the breakout to new highs, and inferring we would successfully break the highs. We did do that. It's powered ahead, but now we're getting a drifting. And finally, the Nasdaq, it shot away as it broke through that 17,000 to new highs, getting up as high as 17,440. We were bullish of this. We saw this consolidation as a buy opportunity. The MACD, having given a correction message here, picked up here. We had to buy through the opening gap. It went to the previous high, pulled back, very classic, and then broke it with a gap. Powerful move, but we got the buy signal, the buy message before the breakout, so we shouldn't have been one of those people participating in the gap. Now that's a support level. Lost a little bit of momentum here. We've got the MACD crossing, so pause is being indicated. Looking at the RSI, here was the RSI buy signal inside the consolidation and before the breakout to the new high, and then we went up, pulled back, as I said before. Now we have developed a new uptrend here, which has just been broken, and this indicates a pause. Pause is not really very extensive, I've got to say. Okay, very exciting, everybody. I hope you find this useful, and I look forward to talking to you next time. This is Trevor Neil, analyst at RRG Research, wishing you a great day. May the trend be with you. Goodbye.